Hello everybody, welcome to It's Just Nubsy, the space where I'm just going to be gisting with y'all on what's going to be happening with me, what is happening with me. Right now I'm planning my wedding, so that's a huge thing that is happening in my life, especially this year. And I'm having two weddings in two different continents, so that is something that is definitely worth talking about. I'm also busy doing my master's right now, and I have a lot of things going on, but I like having a lot of things going on. And I'm just gonna add this to it, where I'm gonna be talking about all the things that are going on. I've always liked blogs, and so why not have a vlog? Makes sense. And this is just Noopsy, and I'm just gonna be sharing my interests, as I've mentioned, and some of that is definitely coffee. I love coffee. Isn't this cute? Even though coffee is very a special drink, I like it. Look at this. This is so cute. It's so classy. It's a little espresso cup, and yeah. I mean, definitely. I'm gonna be sharing like books that I'm reading. I just finished this book, Start with a Y. It's amazing. Other things I'm gonna be sharing and talking about the wedding, of course. And this is me and my fiance, and this is when he proposed to me in New York. It was definitely it was just so romantic. I'm blushing black right now. So look, okay, it was very sweet. So what happened was on a Friday, April 13th, we were having breakfast, and he was like, okay, let's go to New York, because we're all the way here in Michigan. Guardian, come say hi. I'm talking right now, okay? I know you want some attention. Okay, so anyway, we were having breakfast, and he was like, let's go to New York. Okay, I know that sounds crazy because I'm all the way here in Michigan, and it's just a random thing somebody would say, but that's my fiance. That's Julian for you. He's very spontaneous. We've had lots of adventures around the world, in Europe, and now in America. So it's not something that is so surprising for us to just go on a random trip. And so he's like, I booked 2 tickets and let's go. Something, I will be honest, something did tell me, something told me, like at the knot of my stomach, that it was something special that was gonna happen. It was just so pleasant. Like, we got to the airport and it was very, very nice. Like, there was a huge line, and this woman, like the TSA woman, just like let us, I don't know if she just let us in, but it was like, it was such ease. I've never had travel with such ease, especially being treated VIP in, American airports. That is like, yeah. So we go through, we sit down, and mind you, he's like, we're really dressed out. I don't know, it's just like pre-planned, because he was like, okay, let's just wear our clothes, so we're going to a fancy restaurant, because me and Julian are foodies. We bond over food. I love food, he loves food, and we love nice food. We love going to trying different restaurants in different nice cities. So we're like, okay, we're gonna go to a nice restaurant, and we do like to dress up. So we were looking very dashing, and as you can see, we look fine, I know. So here we are, I'm wearing my heels, he's looking good. He's always looking good, wearing suits all the time. It's very, anyhow. So we land in New York, and it's crazy busy, because around this time, like, I think New York airports are like going through major constructions, which is good, and I think is nice. I mean, but it's crazy. We all know in Africa, Nigeria, we know how our airports are. So I'm used to the craziness and all that. And but it was even more here because it was the international and domestics, I think. And so that kind of like slowed the process. And then I noticed that Julian was now like in a rush and in a hurry and always checking his time and all. And I'm like, babe, we're not gonna miss our reservation. Like, come on, it's not such a huge deal. And I think the taxi driver was like too slow for him. So it was so freaking hilarious. And I'm just like calm, looking out the window, enjoying the scenery. It's New York and all, but he's like New York traffic, of course. And we go to the hotel, nice hotel, and we're like waiting in line again. And it's like the woman is just taking her time and being all a little bit slow and all. But I mean, she was very nice. But still, he was very antsy. And so we go up, like we go to the room and like, I'm like, I want to relax, And he's like, no, let's go. And so we get into like a taxi, but this taxi was smaller. It's like the Kikina Peps of New York, but taxi version. And this guy, now Julian was like, my man. So he was driving like we were in Nigeria, or going really fast, and it was much better. And we land in we arrive at Central Park. And I'm wearing heels. It's nice. And around that time it was supposed to be cold, but that day it was very nice and warm. Like I said, the sun was shining. It was meant to be. It was a nice, peaceful day, and we're walking through Central Park. And I guess Julian is like, this is a shortcut to the restaurant. And I'm like, okay, this is very odd. And I don't know why it didn't click at that moment. To me, I was like, okay, if he's gonna propose, it's at the restaurant. So he's rushing to do at the restaurant, not to be late there for whatever he's organized there. And so maybe, but I still was like, no, let me not have my hopes up, it's spontaneous. And he's like really, really fast, looking for a rock. Like he said, there's a rock with a perfect scene, because I was like, we both look good, let's take a picture and send to your mom, our moms, and all that, because they love us. And he's like, okay, good, he has an idea. So I was actually even helping him. We go and we get on a rock, and I noticed from a distance there's a photographer with a doggy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe we can give it to him to take pictures. So I take out my phone, and I give it to him. I'm like, yeah, can you take pictures? But then he's taking with his digital camera, and I'm like, oh gosh, this guy's gonna use us for his promotions, and he should just take with our phones. I was thinking in my head, so I was like posing and when it comes to the camera, I can pose. So that totally distracted me, and Julian was behind me, and I didn't realize. Speaking of Julian, he's calling me. Hello, Supiti. Baby, I'm talking on the webcam. I'm actually just talking about a proposal. But you have gist for me, ba? Yeah? Alright. You'll come home and tell me. Alright, bye-bye. So, that's good. He has gist for me. Anyhow, so the guy, I was wondering why he had the camera. I was looking at me, taking pictures with his own camera and not my phone, and I was distracted, and Julian was behind me, and I was still kind of posing, and then I didn't realize that Julian had already knelt down, and before I knew it, there was a busload of kids. It wasn't planned or anything like that. We already passed a bunch of kids. They were coming for excursions and all that, and they came on the rock, and they were they were there, and they were like, oh, and I turned around, and he tapped me, and I turned around, and he's there leaning down, and he's saying, I, quite honestly, I don't even remember exactly what he was saying because I was just so in awe and excited. I just was like, yes, yes, yes. Like it was just, I just remember like looking at the ring. It was so beautiful. It was like sparkling in my eyes. It was the perfect ring. It was just everything I wanted. It was like it's in a like red box, so it stood out. Everything was just perfect, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the photographer, you hired all this. So he had, in just one day, he had planned all this, and it was just perfect. It was romantic. Like all the kids just took out their phones. I was like, oh my gosh. I was so shy, and we went and we had dinner at the restaurant, which was like really, really perfect. And um, that night I called my family, and yeah, so that is definitely one of like the best things and the best thing that has happened this year. Um, and I'm just so like grateful to God and everything, my family, friends for the support, and now to begin the wedding process. And right after that, we're having two weddings in less than a year. So that's crazy. It's fun, but stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about the Nigerian wedding process next.